So, David Williams from Knight Transportation. Thank you for taking the time to talk to Automotive World. Can you describe to us what the impact of this rule will have, what impact this rule will have on your business as a fleet operator?
Yes, I can. You know, as a fleet operator, basically there's two phases to the rule, and the first phase probably won't affect us a lot. The first phase basically is implementing throughout the industry solutions that are already in place. Things like, low rolling resistance tires, aerodynamic devices, things that, idle reduction devices, things that we already do. And so I don't see us being affected tremendously in the first phase. It's the second phase that's really going to have an impact on us. And that's where we are getting into solutions that don't exist today. And so I don't know what they're going to look like. We're watching and we understand what it might look like, but we'll just have to tune in and see.
Okay, when the rule was created, were you consulted in a way that you felt you were involved in the process? And subsequent to that, are you involved in developments that might bring new technologies that would assist you in meeting the challenges of the future?
More so in the past. In the past, they were rules, emissions rules, that basically brought good things, cleaner air, but they were more or less forced upon us. And this go around, I think we all have the same vision in mind, is we can do good things while at the same time saving in fuel economy, which offsets some of the costs that we experience through these emission changes. So yes, we were included a little bit more. As far as how they're going to help us, we just have to see. We don't know how much it's going to cost. It may end up costing quite a bit to comply. We also don't know what the true savings are going to be. They may either fall short of or exceed that which has been specified.
We hear a lot about the OEMs and the Tier 1 suppliers working closely together to create solutions that would help the OEMs meet the rule and the suppliers get their technology into those trucks. Are those suppliers also working with you, or are you having to push hard to make the suppliers develop solutions that suit you as well as the OEMs?
Well, again, many of these solutions, at least in phase one, are out there today, and that's been a collaboration between the fleets and the producers of the products to test them, to battle prove them, and to make sure that they work and there truly are savings. I think if the OEMs are going to meet these requirements and actually be compliant, they have to work together. There isn't an option. The savings that are needed in order to meet these new rules are going to be so great that if you don't collaborate, you may fall short.
Mm-hmm. And the OEMs traditionally beat down on suppliers to reduce costs, and suppliers beat down on their customers. Are you down the food chain? Are you suffering as a result of the additional costs that are required anyway?
We are, and there is a food chain. I mean, the consumer is beating on the manufacturer to supply a product that they buy that's low cost, that's high quality, that's it's more for less. The supplier of that product then beats on us as the carrier to haul it for less so that they can keep their costs down. We beat on our manufacturers to keep their products down so we keep our costs down, and it just flows throughout the cycle here, and it's a real challenge. But some of our greatest innovations have come by being challenged.
Right, okay. At the same time, there are rising fuel costs. There are other costs such as the changing or the volatile raw material prices that affect tire prices, for example. Are you suffering from those as well, or?
We are, and part of the challenge with this new rule is it's for new trucks only. And so those fleets that choose to operate with older trucks are not going to get hit with some of these higher costs, while the innovators and the early adopters of the industry that do bring on this new technology are going to get hit with those costs without having a whole lot of leverage to raise rates in order to offset those costs. And so Knight Transportation being one of those fleets, we often see we bear the burden of the cost without the offset until the rest of the industry kind of catches up. Mm-hmm. That'll be a challenge we'll have to work through.
Okay, you mentioned two phases, the first of which you've got some visibility on, the second of which you don't. Are there any key trends that you can predict as a result of this the implementation of this rule in terms of the adoption of certain technologies. You mentioned in your presentation about side panels that help with aerodynamics.
You know, the trailer is left out of this piece, which is a little bit disappointing because that's one of the areas where I think there's a lot of potential for improvement. And so I think you'll continue to see some trailer devices that will be installed, mainly because one of our states, California, is requiring them.
Right.
But as far as the truck goes, I think you'll continue to see idle reduction technologies that will be implemented that make a lot of sense. I think you'll see basically the square nose truck go away. I think you'll see more aerodynamic advancements. I think you'll see an adoption of different tire solutions also, especially around inflation and the tread types, the tread designs, the tread rubber compositions. There's a lot of opportunities. It's just we're not dealing with big chunks anymore. We're dealing with very fine, adjustments.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.